Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor In Paradise, a guy's review. Breaking news, as if we didn't have enough videos going on today, we have a breaking news story. Brendan Morais apologizing in video format on Instagram TV for his part in scheming a plan to go on Bachelor In Paradise, string Natasha along, and then wait for Piper to show up. At least that's what we think happened. Let's have a watch. Hit the like on this video. Subscribe if you appreciate this content. Let's get right into the story. Here's Brendan's apology, released moments ago.
So I just wanted to take a quick second and speak on what transpired in Paradise. Hopefully give a little bit of context and clarity to the situation. But most importantly, I wanted to apologize to you, Natasha. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to lead you on. I truthfully and honestly enjoyed spending time with you. I enjoyed your sweet, soft, kind nature, your gentle spirit. That's something I'm really, really drawn to. And you know, we didn't have that romantic spark that's imperative for a relationship to really grow. But you know, just knowing you for a handful of days, I never could have imagined the heartbreak that I caused you. And I'm very, very sorry for that. And as far as Piper and I go, I don't know how else to explain this. I don't know how else to articulate this. Piper and I were not in an exclusive relationship. I never asked her to be my girlfriend. You know, yes, we went out to eat. Yes, we hung out in group settings. I absolutely thought she was beautiful and smart and funny, and I told her straight up, I would love to see you in Paradise. If you could go, that would be amazing. And she didn't know if she could go. She didn't know if she wanted to go. And I absolutely went to Paradise a single man. And I know this is hard for a lot of people to believe, but if I met a female that swept me off my feet, I would have absolutely pursued that.
Female.
And that's just the fact of the matter. And as far as Piper and I having this big elaborate plan, I'm not the smartest person in the world for sure, but I feel like it would have gone just a little bit better than it did if we had this plan. You know, and of course it went horrible in every way. Yeah, that's just not the case. But you know, there's a bunch of things that I said to Natasha, said about Natasha, that I really need to apologize for. You know, saying Natasha didn't have any prospects, very immature of me to say, very rude of me to say. My point was, Natasha didn't have any other guys talking to her, and she wasn't talking to any other guys, and I had no prospects as well. I wasn't talking to any other girls, and other girls weren't talking to me. And I know that's no prospect sounds mean, and I worded that wrong. I did not mean it, that she's not a beautiful, amazing person that a number of guys would pursue. So Natasha, I apologize for that. And me mentioning that Natasha was getting annoying, again, super immature of me, super uncalled for. To explain that, I thought I was being clear in the way I felt about her, saying that there was something missing, there was that romantic aspect missing, and me trying to slowly pull away from her, and I was getting frustrated because I didn't think her and I were on the same page, and clearly we weren't, and that's my mistake. And that leads me into what I'm really, really discovering about myself is my inability to communicate in the way that I think I am. As far as Natasha goes and Piper goes, I am communicating in a way that I think someone can understand, but that's not the case. And I try to sugarcoat things. I try to say things in a way that won't hurt anyone's feelings, but in turn I make the matter way worse. I hurt people, and clearly Piper and I weren't on the same page, there was a disconnect there, and that is my fault. That is my fault. I am not communicating in a proper way. Natasha and I, of course, that's my fault. I am not communicating in the way that I need to. I'm saying one thing, and it's being received as something else, and I need to be concerned with how it's being received and react accordingly. And quickly to talk about the follower narrative, that I want followers and all that stuff. It's just not the case. I wanted to be on the beach, get a month with a beautiful person, and get to know them more in the beaches of Mexico, and spend 20 plus hours a day with them, and potentially fall in love. If I wanted the max amount of followers, I would not have pursued Piper or Natasha. I would have went after a girl with 1 million followers. And so that's just not the case. And, you know, everyone saying I'm there for TV and all that stuff is just ironic and silly. You know, as they're mic'd up and in an interview with a camera in their face saying that I'm there for TV, but fully understanding that they're speaking to a camera that's going to air their words on TV. You know, we all know we're going to be on TV. And you know, it's a TV show, so we have a good understanding of that. But most importantly, Natasha, I never meant to lead you on, and I'm very, very sorry for that. And you're an amazing, beautiful person who deserves amazing things in life. And the fact that I tarnished your experience in paradise is something that I feel awful about. And you know, I only thing I can do at this particular moment is apologize, is to acknowledge where I went wrong, and I went wrong in so many different ways, with you, Natasha, with Piper, and even the other girls on the beach. So you know, I'm not looking for anyone to forgive me or to clear my name. I just want everyone to know that I am acknowledging where I went wrong, and I need to continue to work on myself as a man and learn and try to be a better person. And I know that I'm a good person. I know I'm a good man, but I need to continue to grow. And that's that. So
that's that right there, folks. Okay, so that's that. Comments on this post have been limited. I don't know if that's a good idea. I think you should let the surface get oil leak burn off here. You know what? Does that make sense? Like, let people say what they need to say. If this is going to be a public, egg toss, let them throw it away right now at you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Does that make any sense? But then maybe he just wants to hide some of the vitriol. I get it. You guys can leave a comment on this video. He starts his apology off specifically saying he apologizes for saying that she had no prospects. Immature, rude. I had no prospects as well. Okay. If we're going to grade apologies, I think you have to be careful not to be like, I didn't have any prospects either, so we both didn't have prospects. You know, I don't think that's good. She didn't have more prospects because you were like half in, half out with her, right? I would secede. I would give up that narrative there. If you know, but if he truly believes everything he's saying, then I say don't change what you're saying. If you believe what you're saying, if you truly didn't have a thing going on with Piper, then I just think she obviously believed you were her boyfriend. She said it, and it's kind of hard to look otherwise at that point. Mentioning Natasha was getting annoying and immature, he says, I thought I was being clear. But obviously, you know, a failure to communicate is when you say one thing, someone else receives it differently. Clearly, there's fault there. If they received it in a different way, own up to that. He said he tries to sugarcoat things, but I make the matters much worse. A big flaw in people pleasers and people that don't want to, like, I don't know, ruffle feathers is just saying what people want to hear. And obviously, when he had the motivation to stay on the beach, then you're not just sugarcoating things, you're self-preserving there. Piper and I weren't on the same page, saying one thing and being received as something else. Bingo. Welcome to every relationship that ever exists. The quicker you can realize that how you say things is not always how it's going to be received, the quicker you can get to resolving those things. He said the follower narrative. He wanted a month with a beautiful person. Calls out the other Bachelor in Paradise contestants for saying that Brandon's there. They're saying that Brendan's there for the TV. They're saying that while they're mic'd up and on TV. So he's calling them all hypocrites, which that point's right. They're hypocrites. That it's like, look, no one can say that they're there for the followers because you all are. Went wrong in so many different ways. What do you guys think? Let me know. As far as apologies go, usually there's several more to come. I feel like this is a first step and then some sort of podcast, talk it out. Please go on the podcast with Mike and Brian. They've invited you on. They kind of want to cross-examine you. I think that's good. This is your opening statement. Then you get cross-examined. I'm not saying, first of all, I'm not here to forgive you. I'm not your target audience. It's not about me. It's up to other people to decide if they want to forgive you. He said he's not doing this for people to forgive him. But I think this is the right step. People were wondering, today's Thursday night as we're recording this. He was voted out Tuesday, right? Was it Tuesday or Monday? Either Tuesday. And people are saying, hey, when's the thing going to come? And maybe he's not going to do it. No. Here it is. The comments are limited. So it'll be interesting to see what other people have to say about that. He says things went wrong in so many different ways. I think he's going to get blasted for this. I think people are listening to this and they're going to go, that's not a guy who's sorry for what he did. Do I agree with that? I think he's probably got to elaborate on more things. I think that would be good. No, I've been accused in this whole process of being like a huge Brendan fan. People have said, oh, maybe I'm friends with him secretly and I'm going easy on him. No. But I also am not going to jump to conclusions about things that I don't know. Now, obviously, he said things in his own defense. And again, like I said, I've lost subscribers because they go, Dave, the way you keep defending his actions. And it's like, how many times do I have to say, I'm not defending his actions? I just don't watch this. If you watch two friends fight, you see the whole thing. You see it from beginning to end. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I don't know what truly went down with him and Piper. It's not looking good. It's not looking good either way, whether he's lying or he's stringing Piper along too. This is a guy who's clearly had issues from his divorce, maybe issues before the divorce that led to the divorce. Who knows? But the fact that he's with Piper, a young lady, might be a way for him to, try to take things slow, which again isn't right. But clearly, he said a lot there. And we're going to have to kind of sift through this tomorrow. I'd love to hear all your comments. Do me a favor, leave a voicemail if you need to vent. Tell me what you're thinking. Try to keep it under a minute. 401-213-9828. We'll make a Brendan apology specific video. When you call in, mention that you're calling about the apology. 401-213-9828, and we'll talk all about it. I'm sure there's more that we're going to need to talk about. As far as apologies go, definitely not as good as Rachel Kirkconnell's. Rachel Kirkconnell's apology, but then again, Rachel Kirkconnell, I think, had heavier weight on her shoulders than he had here, I believe. I believe she had a month's worth of accusations and things she needed to own up to and talk about. And the producer, who knew? She said the producers were silencing her. Hey, wait for after the final rose, this and that. In this case, I don't believe anyone was telling him, hey, don't come forward and apologize. He knew it, I believe, last week when he apologized. It was last Tuesday or Monday. I think it was Monday. After Monday's episode. So he knew last week, I'm going to apologize. He let's just wait and see what else they say, which is smart, on his end to be let's just wait before we apologize to know exactly what's on the table here. He's probably hoping that they don't come out with some behind the scenes footage that makes him look even worse. But clearly saying that she didn't have prospects, I didn't have prospects. You don't want to do that. You don't want to pull yourself into it at all. You got to be very careful when you do these things. This is why PR people tell people to do a written statement where you can craft and control what you say. These are very hard to do. So I'm not judging him. This is a start, but I really hope he keeps the conversation going. I think people will benefit from it. We saw Greg Grippo talking on some podcasts. I think people will benefit from seeing somebody understand they're wrong. And a lot of people say, well, that's after he lost 100,000 followers. Maybe that's why you realize, regardless of the catalyst that got him into that car doing this apology, he realized he struck a nerve with a whole generation of people, a whole bunch of disgruntled females, to put it his way. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. This was a breaking news update. Brendan's apology.